Here we are with the first of the round 2 games. We've got Americans facing off against Italians with some German support in Agrigento. Let's take a look at the forces.
Alright, so the American Armored Division is rolling forward, being led by some armored rifles. We have a pretty full company here with our HQ and 3 full-size platoons. This Stuart is our Firestorm that was rolled off in our command phase and attached fittingly to the armored company. We also do have the 4 HMGs without half tracks. They'll be on foot, and 3 armored mortars back there. And then in support, we have an armored recon platoon. We have 3 priests along with a Stuart OP. We have 4 Stuarts and 3 M4 Shermans.
All right, might be the first time we actually see some Shermans on the table this campaign. See how long they last. For the Italians, we are running a Fucilieri company to represent the undug-in coastal defense troops of the 202nd. So we have the HQ. We have 3 platoons of max strength. We've got a 47mm platoon with 4 guns, 3 Breda MGs, and 3 81mm mortars. We also have the diversionary tactics card. And in support, we have the Stuka support, so we can take some German Stukas. We have a platoon of R-35s. We have a allied platoon of late Panzer IVs. We have 4 100mm howitzers with an infantry observer, and we have our Firestorm support, which again is the Semiventes. Though they didn't get to do much last game that I used them, we'll see if they can make a difference this game. Alright, we are playing Fighting Withdrawel. The Italians are attempting to hold the Americans off long enough for us to undig our positions and get away from the beach and set up a better defensive line in Agrigento somewhere. So, objectives are 1 there and 1 all the way over there underneath all the Italians. We set up all the... first I did the minefields there, and then we placed all of our ranged-in markers, although there are not many left on the table.
The Americans had a lot of them.
Yeah, but they all basically moved.
But you did diversionary tactics.
The one that was there. Which was the
sneaky.
Priest or the mortars?
That was the armored mortars.
Armored mortars, right. Yeah, the priest was here, but I deployed around it.
Straight up.
So we've got nice defensive positions set up with the 47mm anti-tank supporting that platoon with the Panzer IVs. We got the Bredas and that rifle platoon and the R-35s, my artillery, and a support platoon basically sitting back waiting to do things. And then the Stukas and the Semiventes. The Stukas, obviously, they come on whenever I roll for them to come on, and the Semiventes are in ambush.
And you did roll your Italian device.
Ah, yes, thank you for pointing that out.
Italians we got this cluster apparently upgraded.
Well, the rifle platoon and the 47mm upgraded. The infantry OP that we're using upgraded, oddly enough, and the formation command teams. For the American deployment, we've got fairly conservative deployment. We've got some artillery.
I had an 8-inch
deployment. So I mean, on the flanks, essentially.
Okay, so yeah, we've got armored rifle in with their HQ, armored rifle in,
some Stuarts,
armored mortars, and the Stuart platoon of 4 coming along. We've got my scout. They had nowhere to spearhead, just to do the map. So they're here along with the Stuart OP, and then a cluster over here, the priests, the MGs, and a column of armor that's going to push around and go on that roadway.
Yep. All right. Turn 1, American movement step. Take us through it.
All right. So we've done a pretty hard move forward. Our guys over here have dashed forward with the HQ anchoring the middle. The rest have just done a regular move. The Stuarts are going to start trying to remove the R-35s. The mortars are remaining stationary to bombard into that field. The armored cars, they also started moving down off the hill, with the 160mm Jeep staying back. He's going to be able to fire through the gap there into the cluster on that objective. The OP, not being necessary this turn, has taken his turn to kind of move forward, where he can hopefully get some more line of sight to support through those gaps as well, for anything on the left flank that might want to fire this way. The MGs began their shuffle forward. The Shermans following them. They're going to aim for that tree line here, with the lighter armor and the 3rd armored rifle making a hard sweep to the right. So that brings us the American movement. We're going to have some small amounts of shooting to go into and some artillery that isn't mounted up and driving forward. So we'll see how this goes.
All right, we are starting things off with the horrendous amount of artillery that Americans always bring, so let's get to it.
Not as much as every time. I mean,
Give
a lot
it
of the
time.
60s are still in their half tracks.
Give it time.
And not everyone's para today. We might fail some range-ins. So we're going to just start with the armored mortars over here first off. And we're just going to drop it. There is an area right here on the objective. We can catch the infantry and the vehicles without falling into terrain, which at their lower skill is ideal. So
You said it was a 4.
range in, which we checked a bit briefly earlier, is going to pretty much here where the markers go, somewhere. This is no armored mortars we were using as this. So that would put it right on that guy, essentially. And so we'll hit these gentlemen here. We have 3 tanks. They have a firepower of 2. We'll roll them off first.
They're
Top armor.
aggressive. So I said on a 3+.
Oh,
Top
hit on
armor
a
is
3.
1.
Yeah.
So
So we
all
hit
3 hit.
those. Boom. And then are all of the infantry here the same in this corner?
Mm-hmm.
So 3, 6 it was.
I'm hit on a 4 with these guys.
All right, so 3 of them.
Okay. And there's more than one gun firing this time?
Yes.
Okay.
This is an actual platoon.
What's the anti-tank value on them?
2.
All right, so
Don't
on
roll
the
ones in the tanks.
R35s, I'll re-roll the 2. So that one goes in, that one equals, and that one bounces. And then the infantry saves. 1 potential fail, but a firepower to kill it.
Okay, so we'll do the infantry off. 4+. We do get 1. And for the tank also, there was 1 4+ to bail.
2.
There's a 2.
And the one that went in?
Oh, there was 2. All right. No.
Okay.
So we have a
6
little
goes
mortar
next.
over here.
Yay. So
Who-
that will have the hill underneath the template, which will be terrain,
Yeah.
thankfully.
So he's this way, and he can get a really good shot, though. Pretty much probably about there is his best bet. Slightly back. So yeah, so we'll drop one here. If he can range, we'll get probably everyone but that corner guy, it looks like. Somewhere that's relatively flat. Not exactly flat, but it does exactly range in. So we do as it came, and he's pretty much here. We're able to get everyone but the 1 AT gun.
Okay, so 9 rifle teams and 3 AT guns. Rerolling successes.
So we almost need to grab that dice box out of here. We got 3 AT guns. And
1 hit.
we roll successes.
So 1 hit.
1 does hit. Perfect. And how many
9.
rifle? 5, 8, and 9. That was extremely successful to start. They're on 3s,
Nope, they're on 4s.
4s. Okay. So, and then
Fucilieri are slightly better.
one mortar. Does not convert quite
2.
as well, but still enough to pin.
All right, the rifle saves. They will need firepowers, and the anti-tank gun will also need firepower.
Well, you've come to expect it, people. All right, firepowers. We got 1 of the infantry, and not the AT gun.
Okay, but that will pin both platoons. So let me grab a token out. And 1 on the rifles and 1 on the 47 millimeters. What's next?
And then the priest up here is pretty much going to be able to do the same thing, just slightly downhill, so into just the roadway, and likely drop a template that hits everyone in there. So, trying to range in.
First attempt.
No, we missed that time on target. Second.
Second
No.
attempt.
Third. No.
I'll take that.
You're safe from the Paris, because 60s carry the day, obviously. So, that's all the artillery we have for the turn. We are down to almost everything here has been set to block by hills. We do have one cannon shot on the priest, or I mean the Steward OP, seeing as he's not spotting for the turn. He's going to shoot down there at one of the AT guns.
So I'm careful, concealed, gun to ground.
And over 16.
So 7.
Says he wants it. Whoop.
No.
Not quite. He almost had it there. All right, so we do have a bunch of Stewards. They're going to shoot into these R35s. We've got some stabilizer shots.
All right, so you're adding +1 for stabilizer. I'm also concealed behind the rock wall, and I'm gone to ground because I haven't moved a shot.
But you are
Within
inside 16.
So just 6s. All right, we just double checked for the ranges and whatnot.
And the height. So we're hitting on 6s. And they do want it. So 2.
Right, what's the anti-tank on those?
Anti-tank on a Stewart is 7.
So I can equal it with a 4. I will have 1 penetrate and 1 bounce.
All right. So they are also 4+ firepower. Bail another one.
Your 50s are anti-tank 5, right?
No, they are 4. So it's probably better using the firepower for the 2 lead half tracks, just to shoot at the infantry there.
Okay.
So we do have
again,
50 and the
concealed,
lead 30.
Gone to ground and under 16, right?
Yes.
Okay. So these ones you'll be hitting on 6s because concealed, gone to ground, and the infantry is careful.
Infantry are careful. Ooh,
yes.
Okay. So 3 30s, none, and 2 50s, also none.
Yes, I took the slightly better but still crappy troops.
I mean, they're better than the Americans, so you can't even whine about their quality.
No, they're still reluctant. Conscript. Careful.
Oh, reluctant. Mine are a little gung-ho, but that's because they haven't been shot at yet. All right, so that actually will be the extent of American turn 1 shooting. Obviously no assaults in this round.
Thankfully.
We'll be going into the
Italian.
morale phase for Italians.
Okay, so Italian turn 1 morale step. We're going to start by remounting some R35s right over here. They both remount.
Ooh.
Then I have a ton of unpins to do, but just to double check to see if I'm within range of my commander reroll on this platoon. Yes, I am. So they rally on a 4+. They rally without needing the reroll. They are not pinned.
Nope.
So it's these guys over here. So the rifle MGs, they rally, and the 47mm. I'll reroll that because it's cocked. They do not rally. Okay.
All right, I'm fine with that one.
Otherwise,
a good morale phase. So you have planes to arrive.
I really needed them this turn too.
It's great that they don't. A little worried while I'm still clustered up.
All right, well, we're going to move on to movement.
Let's take it up. So the Italians have finished their movement. Take us through it.
All right, so starting on this flank, my brave German allies have advanced up the hill to hopefully pour some fire into the half-tracks.
Being very brave.
Didn't move too much else, mostly just more vehicles. The R35s shifted over, also hopefully to engage some half-tracks, and I chose to ambush my Semiventes, just trying to put as much of a speed bump against that encroaching half-track swarm as I can.
A lot of armor for them, but not a lot of armor to protect you from any return fire.
Nope. But it is what it is, so I'm just going to quickly figure out what I want to do for my shooting phase, and we'll be right back.
All right! You're killing the audience.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start with some artillery. OP here in the trees is going to spot. I will use a pointer. It's going to try and drop the 100mm howitzers right on the back point of his half-track. There's going to be terrain underneath it, so I'm going to need a 5. My first attempt. My second attempt.
I appreciate
My
it.
third attempt.
That first turn artillery, it's always scary because I don't have enough time to start spacing my men out, get them dismounted.
My formation commander will attempt to spot my 81mm mortar on the exact same spot.
Okay.
So, first attempt. Range is in. Hey,
Mortar's
that's
at
nice.
least lighter. Okay.
I'm just going to... We'll figure that out in a second. You've got a template right there. Would you tell me what I'm hitting, please?
So this is for the mortars.
Yeah, he's going to be...
Over there.
right
And
here, so
where are they picking?
Same spot. So on the back end of... what's his majiggies? One over.
One over.
Yeah, that
So you can
that
get
middle
one
half track.
Stewart and all lead forward. No, so 2 Stewarts and 4 half tracks.
2 Stewarts and 4 half tracks. Okay, so...
And for one of the half tracks, roll it separately for a 50.
50. All right, so I'll do the Stewarts first. Hitting them on 3s or 4s?
So they are 3s.
Okay, and that's first attempt on these. So 1 hit on them. I'll
So
figure
that's
out
a
the...
Stewart.
That's a Stewart. I'll figure out the 18 in a second.
Okay, 1 Stewart.
150 caliber half track. Also a hit.
What's that?
And 4 more half tracks or 3 more half tracks?
3 more half tracks.
And also aggressive?
Yes.
That's cocked. 3. Okay. Can't complain
so-
about that. So what is the anti-tank on the 81mm?
Should be just the standard 2 for a mortar. Otherwise, those would be the heaviest mortars in the world.
It is anti-tank 1.
Oh! So
Don't roll a 1.
the Stewart's fine with his top armor. And the half tracks, you hit all 4?
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. So
50 cal
for the
first?
50. And for the others. All right. Scary for a moment. But the armor don't mind.
I have no words.
I mean, if it was 2, I thought they were going to be 2. It was a little concerning for a moment.
Apparently 81mm isn't enough for anti-tank 2.
I don't mind.
Anyways, we'll go next to the Panzer IVs. They are going to take moving rate of fire, 1 shot each on your half tracks.
Shooting the half tracks, okay.
If they all target the farthest one from them, then he will be in the open, unfortunately. So I will do that. So
Someone's in the open? I kind of figure, unless you had movement restrictions, that they'd be able to get on the crest of the hill.
Unfortunately. So we'll take 3 shots, hitting on 3s. All 3 hits, so 1, 2, 3. I'll just firepower, I guess.
So these are long barrels, so yeah,
Anti-tank
you're
11.
right through.
So this guy, firepower 3+. Bailed out. Bailed out.
Welcome to Jacob, everybody.
I really don't
You've
understand.
come to expect it. You love it. I know he doesn't. I mean, I do.
I don't think anyone actually loves it. Okay.
Well,
R35s
when you're in a
next.
pucker moment.
R35s are going to shoot that far half-track platoon. That the one that dashed last turn.
Okay.
So I am overworked and moving. So that adds +1. You are
Or
aggressive.
base 3s and under 16.
So force. 2 hits. Anti-tank 4. I'll just put them on the 2 closest to the R35s.
Okay, they're the same.
Stick to
So
both
any tank
30s.
was 4?
Yeah.
So front of 1. First
in.
one is in. Second one is in. All right.
And firepower 4+.
I was
So
hoping that half track could bounce something for once.
hey, bounce the mortars.
It's a limited opportunity in Flames of War.
4+ on the first one. Bailed out and hey, I finally blew one up.
Got one.
About time.
All right, so I've got some tokens to put down, so we'll pause a moment before we're resolving any other shooting. All right, so I've got a lot of bailout tokens. Fortunately, not as much smoke. We did roll our passenger save there. 1 bazooka actually did not escape, but the rifle team has jumped out and is standing by.
All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, if I can get dice out of my cup here, so I'm going to use those Semiventes with the 90mm gun to probably do exactly what the Panzer IVs just did and shoot some half-tracks.
When you're that much firepower, it takes us all the way to the gates of Berlin to get 90mm for the Americans. So it's
All right. 2 shots each because they ambushed.
gonna punch right through. We hope.
I'm within 2 inches of the edge, so you're not getting cover bonus. And so 3s. I'll target the 50
2
first.
shots apiece.
2 shots
and
apiece.
boom.
I'll reroll that 3. So 5 hits on 4 tracks. I'll put 2 hits on the 50. Do you wish to mistake and target? I don't know what's in the 50, so I don't know if it matters.
Sure, you're over the necessary range. We
No.
don't.
Okay, so can I blow up a 50 cal half track?
So 2 on the 50.
And its firepower is a 3+.
I'm glad you all get to see his face.
Okay, moving along. Next half track. Blown up.
Just
Blown
keep
up.
that one.
And blown up. Okay.
All right.
I can live with
So
that.
we need some more smoke, some more
So we'll be
passenger
right back.
saves, and he's finally killed something. So, probably the first time I've lost a field of half tracks here. We did do a bunch of passenger saves. We lost one LMG, the mortar, much to my chagrin, and one of the bazookas, with the commander, a second rifle, and a bazooka still in the bailed out 50. The rest are deployed there, taking cover behind all that smoke now. And we think that is actually the end of German shooting.
Yep, I got nothing else I can hurt anything with that has line of sight, so I'm just going to move straight into my assault step here for a quick shoot and scoot on the Panzers.
Okay.
And they will successfully shoot and scoot, so they'll move 4 inches back down the hill.
Rolling back behind the ridge line.
All right. I think that's my turn.
We
Moving
all
on
have
to
the all rights.
American turn 2. All right, American command step.
So, we have a bunch of bailouts to start with. Over here, we have some half tracks. Fortunately, these unskilled Americans are still determined. So, 2 do, 1 does not. Boom. And we only have 1 surviving one over here. That is still in. He is all right with that. And the infantry that are out on foot, they are pinned down just from having bailed out. They have a commander right next to them, which
When your commander's
encourages them
in a transport, I
it
don't
does count.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right.
All right. So another sea-like movement of Americans this turn. Ground to gain. So starting here on the left, the infantry have dismounted. A couple of them had range to crest the hill. A couple bazookas leading the way. After those panzers retreated there, the half-tracks will be going around to join them. The Stuarts have driven up the road, just getting cut off by the minefield, but enough to be able to see the panzers. The Shermans punching through that tree line here to do the same. The heavy machine guns have moved down to join them in that tree line. One of them will at least be able to still see. We'll have some priests. They stayed stationary. We're going to try and range in on that pocket infantry again. Same with our OP and the 60mm mortar jeep. That's going to do a repeat. The rest of the armored recon has crested this hill, leading towards that objective. And the veritable sea of armored rifles. All the platoons have dismounted. Bazookas leading the way against the R-35s. Rifles moving in on those gun teams. And half tracks moving down to keep clear. The Stuarts did stay still. Hopefully we'll actually remove those tank threat between bazookas, even 50s if we have to resort to it. There'll be a lot of shooting to come in that. But that's the movement itself. Obviously our mortars stayed stationary here. They'll probably do a repeat. So it's an aggressive turn. Let's see if we can start to clear our way. Okay, so
Wind-up toy.
we
Trying not
blocked
to
one
say
all
the
right for you
dreaded
drinkers out
word,
there.
Except you just said it there. So now they have
We
to
don't
drink.
count that one.
But it's the game.
We did use the mortars from the armored mortars this turn to drop smoke, to cut off what are rifle MGs and an entire battery of machine guns. Obviously my turn is going to be spent dealing with the vehicles in front of me, and I have a lot of aggressive 3+ infantry in a field that wouldn't have appreciated that otherwise. So that should buy us 1 turn there. We're going to go into the rest of our artillery here. We do have the repeat from the 60 Jeep, and then we'll be trying to range in the priests quite likely on the same point, unless, some kind of miracle happens. So the Jeep we'll start with, because it's already there, was, if I recall, everyone but the outside person. Yeah, so there are 2 guns under that.
3 anti-tank guns.
All but the outside one I don't think
There's
got caught,
4
did
in
it?
the platoon.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
All right. Apologies. Italians
And
are
8
deployed in
infantry.
depth. So you are 4 pluses, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So reroll on the 1. We still get 1 gun. And you said 8 of the infantry. Ooh, he really wants to hit them. Let's see if we can get that conversion still. Finally convinced the dice tray. I'm out. Just watch out for the armored rifle there. Somewhere that's relatively flat. Boom. Still got one out of it. And did not convert a lot, but we did get 1 more rifle.
Okay, save
So-
on the rifle MGT. Potential firepower for kill. Or sorry, it is a firepower for a potential kill, and the AT gun, same thing.
So we'll do the AT gun. Makes it. And the rifle does not. But at least we still got the pin, so great work for one little Jeep. We're gonna, might as well leave that here. We're going to range in the priests just over, so it'll hit everything there. Slightly over, actually we probably even clip a tank. Can you do it this turn? No. Yes, on the second. All right, so he makes it in this time. And it was somewhere essentially right off here. We had just in the center of the valley, which is enough for all of the infantry. No armor, which is fine. So we're down to 3 guns remaining on the seconds, and you're still 4, so definitely not.
He's 5s.
Yeah. And it was 8 infantry, 3, 6, and 8. Oof. 2 for them.
Saved?
So saved. At least we're in this turn. So while we're over here, that's all the artillery anyway. Let's go into dealing with this armor. That's a big threat on this flank. So we do have the 3 Shermans. Actually, you know what? Seeing as they're only going to have the 1 shot, we'll do the 2 bazookas. One is going to be firing for the crest of the hill, so concealed, and 2 regular ones. You're hit on 4s, and bazookas are still firing, so 5s, 6 on the outside guy, who doesn't get it. 5s for the other 2. They want it. So that's firepower is, or AT is 10.
Burn armor 6. 1 bounce, 1 goes in.
So 1 bounce outright. 5 plus on the other. Ooh, we missed the dice box entirely, but it was a 1. So we'll keep it. And let's do those Shermans now. They have stabilizers. They are... Ooh, 1 of them is in 16. 2 of them are not. Yeah, we'll say 2 of them are not. So 4s, stabilizers is 5s, over 16 is 6s, so 2 on 5s, none, and 4 on 6s, none. The Stuarts, I don't necessarily like the odds at the Panzer IVs. You're front armor 6. That might not even be worth their cannon shots until they can get... they're in 16. But you're going to bounce me on... like 2 plus.
What's the AT?
AT is 7.
So
So
1.
6. So I need
1
you to roll
equals,
1s.
Yeah. Which, I mean...
Honestly, it is probably better to throw 10 shots at the AT platoon.
Who is still concealed and gone to ground. And stabilized.
So
If you shoot your cannon.
hitting on just as bad.
Yeah. Actually. It might be an easier shot to shoot the Panzers.
We might have actually kind of invalidated them for a turn, but we're going to do it. We'll shoot the Panzers. What do we need?
5s, I think, because I'm not concealment and I'm under 16, right?
So 3.
Okay. One on each.
One apiece.
I'll do the bailed out one first. He's not good, or he's good. He bounces on 4. Yeah, okay. At least I can count my panzers to do what they need to do.
All right, so that's the tanks over here. We do have some small arms fire. We'll do it just to clear this flank. We have a moving LMG, a moving LMG, and one moving heavy MG. We'll do all of those together just into the rifle platoon.
Okay. So careful and concealed and gone to ground.
Everyone is inside 16, so at least that works. Does this one? This one has line past the Stewart, so we'll count him too. So 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, and 8. So you were on
So
5s?
concealed, or sorry, I'm
Concealed
careful
and gone to
then
ground.
concealed and gone to ground. Yeah,
6s.
because they haven't moved a shot yet.
But we do have 2.
Okay. 1 fails.
They're foxhole, yes?
Yep.
Ooh, close. And we do have the Stewart OP.
who's hiding underneath the dice tray.
Yeah, he's here. He is going to just do his cannon shot down. Doesn't hit. All right. Over
shots.
here. So,
Wouldn't it be 2 shots? He's stationary, right?
yes,
Doesn't, but
still doesn't. Needs
worth
to
a try.
Let's go into the Stewarts on these R35s, I think.
I'm just concealed now. Actually, only one of them is concealed now, so just shoot the one that's farther away.
Let's just double check. Yeah, the bazookas will have a backup shot if things go great. So we'll just do the Stewarts first. They stayed stationary. We've got 8 shots.
Hitting
2,
on
4,
threes.
6, and 8. Should be able to do it today. Good thing. So 2 on each. 7s.
This one?
You're
That
3.
one equals. The other one bounces.
So
Second one?
Yep.
1 goes in, 1 equals. And the last one. Both bounce.
Oof, that is some armor on them today. All right, so we'll do the destroyed one first, or the pen, which does blow it up, so we won't even need the bailout on it.
If you wouldn't.
Smoke. And the bailout on the remaining bails out.
I can't get the turret out.
Just wrap him in smoke. He's
There
good
you
to go.
You finally
So-
killed an R35.
It's always the light stuff that takes, like half tracks and armored cars, that takes way more firepower than it should.
Yep.
We do have some various bazookas. We're going to utilize them. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 that we'll do this one armored rifle platoon is how we'll do it. So it's got 2, 3, because the other 3 went that way and 1 was lost. So yeah, it's got 3 in its lead element that will shoot at the R35s. They'll be hitting on 4s with their slow firing. 1. So into the healthy intact one. Inside
Okay,
at
stop
10. It's just firepower of 5.
Bailed out.
Bailed out. Okay. Their other small arms fire. We've got the smoke, but we can shoot some this way, so we're going to just do that. What do we have? We've got an LMG moving. We've got 1 rifle. That's inside 16. We're going to do their half tracks with the squad all together, just because limited targets. So we've got 130. 130. This one will be blocked by moving infantry along with that LMG. This one blocked as well by moving infantry. And this one here is on a hill. He'll shoot over at the Semivantes, who are inside 16. So we'll roll his 3 separate. and that will be all of the rifle platoon that was in the back. So this stuff here will be at the gone to ground Fucilieri. So inside 16, you're hitting on 5s, 6s. Is it 7s?
Nope,
Just sealed gun around, just 6s.
It's only 7 if you've got over 16
Yeah.
or stabilized.
So 6s, none of it. And 3 at the Senavantes, who are inside
Only
16,
concealed.
but only concealed.
So 5.
So 5s. 1.
Okay. 4 up save. Saved.
Save that. All right, so working our way across. Actually, what we'll do is, while we're up here, we've got the armored car platoon. Now, the armored recon patrol does have 2 50s and 2 30s. We'll have to roll off separately on each of them, and 1 Jeep with 30s. So 30s, 30s, and the Jeep's 3 30s and 4 50s. We'll do the 30s. Again, inside 16 on these is 6s. Not getting those symbols up this turn. And the 50s, the same. And as well. Good thing the bullet factories are working double shifts. We've got the last stuff over here. So we have rifle, rifle, and rifle. We have 1 commander, rifle. We have the 50 that survived. He stayed stationary, so he'll have 3 separately. And the commander, the moving 50 for the HQ half track. The LMG here stayed stationary. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll have 3 bazookas in the lead. The HQ for armored rifles. Is he a rifle or a carbine? They're a carbine, which is a 12-inch range, which he'll still have. So he's got 1 shot from that. And that seems like everyone who's not blocked by movement. So we'll have 3 bazookas, a couple 50s, and then a whole bunch of effectively rifle shots. 5. All right. There, we finally get some
There's some
hits.
6s.
All right, so there is a bunch there. Well, there's no need for firepower actually on these, so the
Doesn't
50s
form
can
all
roll in the same. Boom, boom, and boom. And honestly, that means the bazookas can roll in. They're all moving, so they're
they're
6s. None of those.
Okay. So how many in total?
So that leaves us with 3, 6, and 8. So 3,
So
3, and
3,
2.
2. Dead. Dead.
And alive. All right. Shooting wise, that is the extent of the actual shooting. I expect I'm going to just have the infantry, at least against all the bailed out armor here, go through an assault, because I don't like the morale tests he was able to pull off last turn. So we're just going to make some movement, consideration, and measurement for that, and we'll come back. That wraps
Well,
up
we
shooting.
probably won't actually come back because they're bailed out. There's no point in filming it.
Most of it should overrun, so it'll just be their final positions, honestly.
We'll be back with the Italian turn 2.
All right, so we'll have the word. 1 platoon just assaulted into the R-35s, bailed out. They couldn't do anything. It was over, and we didn't consolidate forward just because we want to maintain that 6-inch gap through the smoke, so we don't take a lot of free fire. And over here, we lost actually 1 bazooka in defensive fire from a 90 millimeter shell. Bad day for him. And then because they're green, failed to hit him. And the Semavante pack vehicle in this doesn't seem to have any failure to any counterattack or anything, and he did pass his cross check, so was able to fall back through the forest, leaving it actually alive, although alone. Maybe he'll still disappear. I think they're fearless, though. But that is the end of American turn, and we'll go into the top of German.
All right, Italian. We got a remount on the Panzer. It remounts. We have rally checks on the 47 millimeters. They fail to rally again. On the infantry, they rally. They're still unpinned. And last stand check on the Senevente then. He runs away.
Okay.
Then I need to roll for my planes. Okay. And then I have to withdraw a unit, which I will figure out and then do my movement phase, and we'll be right back. Okay, so fighting withdrawal, I had to take a unit off. I chose the 81mm mortars. I kind of needed them, but I mean, I had to pull something off. So, I mean, I have no idea how we're supposed to make this mission work, but we'll keep fighting to the dogged end. Movement-wise, I successfully blitzed the Panzer IVs back up the hill, and I committed this platoon of rifle MGs to help on this flank, and then maybe shift over to the right flank. So, we're going to go into shooting. Alright, so I'm going to start with artillery. I'm going to use my spotter in the tree line here to call in the 100mm mortars right here. It's going to need a 5 because of terrain. First attempt.
Does it up.
Okay. Can't be mad about that. So it's basically on top of them.
Right here.
I had one over here. Don't know where I put it. Alright. Just going to move this tree out of the way for a second.
Move the tree. And what do we got? Somewhere you want essentially right there.
Yeah, because it's firing from here.
So,
formation.
The HQ unit.
3.
And then 2, 4, 6, 8.
Actually, yeah, you count.
Stands.
I'll roll. So
all right, so roll out hits on 2 of the HQ unit.
Oh, you said 2.
Yep.
Right. So 1 on them.
Okay. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But are they split between units? No, these are. Oh, yes. So roll 2 rifles.
For the other platoon?
Yep. 2 rifles in total for that platoon.
1.
1. Okay. And then roll 1, 2, 3, 4 rifles and 3 bazookas.
3 of those rifles.
Okay.
And they said 3 bazookas.
And 3 bazookas.
And 3 bazookas. Oof. Okay.
Come on, boys. 3 up
Now,
saves.
I don't think they have time on target or anything equivalent. No. I'm just going to quickly double check while you're rolling.
Okay. 1
Nope.
from the main platoon. Whew. And all the rest survive. So we lose 1 rifle, which was from the green platoon. Okay. And then we had for the HQ unit, it's good. And for the 1 member of the other platoon is good.
Okay. Nothing else has line of sight. We already checked last turn with the smoke. That was the intention. So these guys can't shoot. However, some of this stuff over here that shot at me, I think I'm going to return fire and lift my gun to ground status, which may be a bad idea. We will find out later. So we've got rifle MGs and we've got machine guns. My machine guns, anti-tank are 2, I think, or 1 or 2 on these are Bredas. It's here somewhere. They are anti-tank 2. And your front armor on the half tracks is 1?
1.
You know what? I might as well.
I've done it to you before.
So we've got 3 of them. They are rate of fire 6 each. So 18, 6, 12, 18. Hitting your half tracks on 5s because of cover or 4s because of cover?
Just on 4s.
Alright, so but I'm only going to be able to hit these 3 potentially.
Okay.
That's a mess of dice.
It's, at least a decent amount of 6s. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits on 3 half tracks.
So 4, 4, and 3.
Yeah. So don't roll ones.
Well, that was
Yeah.
the thing. So
One of them is potentially bailed out.
boom,
He's good.
good.
And the last one had
4.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right. So just the one. Looking for 6s. No. Okay. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can only hit once. I'll just do these guys first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have range. Doo-doo-doo. Oh yeah. And they can hit pretty much everybody over there, but you will get concealment. So I'll do them first. There's 5 of them. It's 10 shots. And then the last guy can only hit like 2 teams, so I'll do him separately. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Hitting you on 4s because of concealment.
Oh, okay.
Not as good, but hey, still something.
I can accept that.
3 hits, so LMG, bazooka, and rifle. And then I'm just going to roll the last 2 that can only hit the LMG and 1 rifle team. Hitting on 4s. So second one on the LMG and 1 on that rifle team. Oh, so that rifle team there. Okay. So you are far enough away. You aren't within 6.
I'll
I think
switch
you
the
can Yep.
LMG mistaken onto the other rifle. No.
Okay.
So then just saves. So 2 on that LMG is good. Whew. Bazooka, we'll do him. Ooh, missed the box, but it was a 4. LMG and last rifle.
Okay. All right, that's this flank. So
That was 5 hits though. So
they were already pinned from the artillery, along with the other platoon.
Everybody's pinned.
So I'm going to measure range from this squad here to the infantry on the hilltop. That doesn't have range. No range. No range. No range. So 1, 2, 3, 4 shots that can only hit a bazooka and an LMG. So you're at range. You move last turn though, and so you're not in concealment. So hitting on 3s
or just
Or 4s.
aggressive 3s.
So 3 hits. I'll put 1, 2 on the bazooka, 1 on the LMG, and you can mistake a target.
Mm-hmm. Question almost is, do I want to with those panzers sitting in front of me? I think you wanted 2 on the bazooka.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I will mistake in that. The LMG is actually probably less valuable.
Yep.
Which we do.
Okay.
So the LMG 2 does go down. The bazooka don't go down anyway. Oh, rolling between a 6 and a 2. All right. So pretty much takes off that hill.
Now your Shermans, are they trained or aggressive?
They'll be aggressive.
Okay, so they would start at a 3, getting +1 for cover, but I can't hurt the front. Never mind. So
No, you'll straight bounce.
then I'll shoot the Stewarts over here because they're not in cover to my 47 millimeters. So moving rate of fire 1 because they're pinned, hitting on 3s or hitting on 4s for the Stewarts.
Is it just straight open? No conceal?
From here to here.
Okay, then they are.
I can't remember if they're aggressive or not.
I
feel
think,
like
well,
they were trained. Or
in the core book, they're actually reckless, and I think they only moved up to aggressive.
Right, they
in the
learned from
player pack.
Kasserine.
So yeah, they're aggressive trained.
Okay, so hitting on 3. So 2 hits, 1 and 1. Anti-tank 6, under 16.
Under 16.
Yep.
So I believe they're 4s. Bounce.
And 1. Okay. So then my infantry doesn't really have anyone else to shoot at up there. So the Panzers, they will. What will they do?
Stand in a target-rich environment is what they're doing.
They're going to shoot the infantry. And they're going to shoot with cannons. Now they did successfully blitz. So full rate of fire. Hitting on 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do bazooka, bazooka,
A sense of theme.
bazooka. and rifle.
Okay. You're too close to mistaken, so we've got 3 bazookas.
All good.
Ooh, someone surviving.
But I think that is enough to pin them now, at least, because that was 4 from them and at least 2 hits from them.
And the rifle goes.
Okay. Of course.
The one thing you didn't care to kill.
Correct.
Naturally.
I'm knocking the bazookas farther back from me. No. Okay. So that will be my shooting phase. And then I'm going to move into an assault phase. So, Italian turn 2 assault phase. The Panzers
Axis assaulting. Something we don't see too often.
are going to assault the pinned down bazookas.
Alright, I'll just put a little reminder pin marker.
And I'm just out of 8 from your Stuart, so I don't have to worry about the side armor.
Oh, you don't want to come into the Stuart side armor shots?
So on that note, actually, I'm not going to advance him, just so I don't give the Stuarts the shot. So you've got 4 bazookas.
I was hoping you would.
4 bazookas with slow firing because of the pinned. But hitting on 5s. 4
So,
shots.
4 bazookas.
Could have been less, but would have been nice.
Yes, because 1 bazooka died. So, 4 bazookas left. You are 4s, so 5s.
Yep. And I do not, I believe, have bazooka skirts at this point in the war.
Doesn't look like it. I'll catch 1. All right, 1.
Okay. My side armor is a 4.
So if you roll a 6, you
I'm
can
gonna
tie
double
it.
check that. I think it's a 4.
Sounds about right.
Oh, it is a 3, but they do have bazooka
Ooh.
skirts listed. So I do have side armor 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. It didn't look like you had some bazooka skirts here.
I'll take it. Doesn't
All
matter.
right. 5 plus. Do it.
Bailed.
Oh,
Okay.
failed.
That could be bad.
Could be bad if I push you back.
So I'm going to swing and hit the bazooka in front of me on a 3. And I'm going to miss.
You won't. All right. Can they counterattack?
No.
They don't.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So I do have to fall back. I mean, it's fine. We still got the forces here. We did get 1 bailed out.
Mhm.
So we're going to do the movement off that. And we'll
we'll
probably just show you the end where everyone consolidates to.
Yep.
So top of American 3.
Italians
The
holding firm. Somehow.
Armored Rifle Infantry have some unpins. It was a lot of fire exchanged. So we'll start over here from the artillery. We have the HQ. He does get up. The Armored Rifle platoon here that was taking lots of fire is good. The other Armored Rifle pushed back from the assault. Ooh, does not. I kind of needed them. We do have 1 half-track still bailed out, but he's content to get back in, even though now he's got Panzers in front of him.
Hi.
He's like, oh, okay, I guess I got back in now. You're like, but why?
Yeah.
Okay, so that will take us into a lot of movement considerations here. Unfortunately, having them pinned down was kind of annoying, but
Oh, and the removal of the American smoke.
yes,
will open it
and
up
our
for you.
smoke goes, but that opens up for a turn. We're anticipating to come through the sector. We do still have the ranged in marker we've been running off for the armored mortars there. So we'll see you back after movement. So there was a lot of movement for the Americans this turn, trying to get up on those objectives and start threatening. So starting here on my right, unfortunately with the infantry pinned down, the Stuarts are going gung-ho for some side shots on the Panzer IVs. So they have done their full tactical to get in past there. The Shermans also being aggressive, all passed cross checks and beelined for the hill, trying to catch that infantry platoon while keeping their fronts to the AT guns and out of the range of the guys down the hill. Coming over here, as you can see, a lot of infantry from the 2 platoons have moved up. One actually has chased through the forest. They failed to follow me, but a couple of them still had just native movement to start threatening the artillery batteries in the back. Remove that threat if we can. And then the rest either tucking in behind the wall or even just moving right up into assault range, depending on how shooting goes, with the Stuarts close enough to do the same thing, actually. So, bring some armored threat. There's a lot of anti-infantry there, but if shooting goes well and the Stuarts force people back, the infantry is ready to follow into that gap. So, it's going to be a big turn of shooting and possibly some assaults. In true American fashion, we're starting with our artillery barrage. My infantry have ran over the armored mortar's old point, so we're going to be trying to re-range in back here, along with the 60 from the armored rifle platoon, pretty much the same place. It's this close as can be called in, barring danger close. And then we have the repeats over there from our other 60 and the priest. Those will be repeats, so we'll do those second after we try and range in the two new ones. So for the full armored rifle mortar platoon, we are inter terrain, so we'll need some 5s, which we get. So it was pretty much back here to be safe, which is the 3, I believe only 3 in that platoon of machine guns, and 2 of the Fucilieri rifles, which on first is hitting on 4s. So for 3 machine guns, 2 of them, and for 2...
And this is the 3 guns firing, right?
Yeah, for the 3 guns firing and 2 rifles, also those 2.
Machine guns and rifles.
So 1 rifle, 1 machine gun. So for the machine gun, it does go. And for the rifle, does not.
Drop my mic.
Oops. Yep. Yeah, they're only a 4. So we're going to essentially repeat the same for the 60 mil mortar. Does not. Oh, for some reason. More than 1. No, and third. Yeah, third will. Yeah. So there's 2 machine guns left. Nothing. And 2 rifle guys. Quadruple 1s.
Why can't you roll like that more often?
The armored mortars had quadruple 6s though, so like...
I was gonna say, I mean...
You should roll like that more often.
The luck's apparently in batches. Yes. We do have the repeats over here. So we'll do the priest repeat. Yeah, we'll do a little 60 millimeter mortar repeat. So what do we have left over here? Yeah. The template.
Yeah, sorry.
Whoop. So that one used to be everyone except the outside gun. So there's 3
2
guns
left that are in it.
Yeah, 2 guns left, and all the infantry that were there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So we count that. 2
8
guns.
Right, yeah, because you haven't killed any of the infantry still.
Hitting on 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Reroll success. None.
Okay.
Guns are okay on that one.
And then
And
8
8.
infantry.
3, 5, 8. 4s. And successes. 2.
1 firepower, please.
Does go up. Okay, the priest, he's going to do his repeat, which is, he had everyone there, so 3 guns.
And 7 infantry now.
2.
Okay.
And 3, 6, 7. So we had the 2 guns and 7 for the rifles. Is 3.
Okay, so 2 guns and rerolling successes because of brutal.
Or time on target, it'll be, because it's the repeat, which actually doesn't matter.
So 1 fails and 3 infantry.
Also, oh, reroll.
1 fail.
So 1 and 1. So for the gun, survives, and for the rifle, does go up. All right, so we've pinned down the pair of them. That is the artillery barrages. So let's go into exciting priorities. We'll say let's do the Stuarts. Three. All right.
So let me turn the turrets for you, just in case
Yeah.
I do get to shoot back.
If we don't kill them, there'll be a lot of side shots. But if we do, at least their fronts 50-50 chance are to the guns. So
Just
2,
stabilizer.
4, 6, 8, 10. Stabilizer 4s to 5s. Definitely in 16 now. Whew, that's what we needed. 6,
Anti-tank?
7. And they do go through the skirts with the firepower 4. So 2 and 2 and 2.
I need 4s to equal.
Okay.
That one goes on both. And 4, 5, 6, 7. So that one goes in and equals. So might as well roll his penetration first, and then if he doesn't.
Okay, yep. So that's firepower.
So he's
Does
destroyed.
go.
All right, the one that
So that
has
was
two.
the third one, which we'll say was the bailed already. And then the 2
Just-
bails.
Yes, because their firepower is not a 3+.
No.
Right. Okay, and the other one is fine. Come on.
It's only worth the effort.
What's going on here? There we go.
And out of range now. Out of range now. And we'll say out of range. 1 pin down bazooka hitting on 6s. Nope, just slow firing, so 5s. Misses. All right. And none of the rest can hurt you over here. So we'll go into, we've got some heavy machine guns. And the Sherman machine guns. So let's start with the Shermans into the rifle platoon, the Fucilieri platoon that is out in the open and not dug in. Now,
2 and 2.
the Shermans,
250. Moving grid
Yeah.
4, 2 on the regular MG.
2 and 2, so
650s
2
and 6 regulars.
So we're going to pick one of the further away ones a little bit, just so we don't potentially knock ourselves out of assault. Maybe that guy here.
That will put me in concealment, though, because you were further down the slope than me.
It's true. Who doesn't? What about this gentleman here?
Still technically up the slope. It's the
Are
two
they
that
all
are
up the slope?
the two that are within charge range aren't.
We'll take the concealment.
Fair.
2, 4, 6.
5s.
All right. So these are, well, I guess it doesn't actually matter. I can roll them all together because there's not
Yeah,
because
because I'm not dug in.
4, 6. So 12 shots. Yeah. Hitting on 4s.
5s. Because I start at 4.
Good thing there's no force. So 4, 8.
Assign your hits. That one's
that
too
got
far
a force, and the other one's too far back. And we'll double up. We'll double up this second lad right here.
Okay. I'm going to check to see if he's within 6. He is, so I can't mistake a target. So this one. Fuck. This one. Oh, come on. The one when I want you to die.
The rest can die, thanks.
2 on him. Thank you. This guy. He's dead.
Once in a while, you can make
This
a
guy.
save. Balanced out, actually.
The carnage.
Can you pass me those dice, please?
Sure can. Hopefully, I'll make you use them. We've got heavy machine guns here that will shoot down into the lads in the valley. Now, they've stayed stationary. They have 4 heavy machine guns at 6 apiece. So we'll roll 12 and 12 here. both platoons are pinned down. I'm pretty sure. What's the 16 measurement? The guns. So that one. They've got a longer range, but we just don't want to add to the to hit roll. But 2 of them will do at the gun platoon. So the first batch will be at the rifle platoon. So this will count as the gun platoon. 5s. 3 of them.
Okay.
So 1 each.
Firepower's on all 3.
Sorry, that's a
disappear
3.
with
I was
a
gonna say,
Firepower's
yeah,
on 2 of 3.
they're no.
Okay.
And for the rifle, 4.
Firepower's on 3.
Throw enough dice. Come on, 6s. Bullets never get through armor. All right. A lot of hits. Moving on to the next flank. We'll start with the armored cars down the hill. So the Jeep has a 30. We looked this up before, but we have definitely forgotten.
A 50 and a 30.
Yeah, 50 and 2 30s. So 3 and 2 and 2 and 3. So these will be 30s.
Hitting on 5.
And we'll put these down into the rifle lunges. So 4 for that. And these will be the 50s at the same target. Only 1.
The lighter color will be the 50. Cool. Firepower's on 150 and 330s. I think I'm going to use Van's custom-made card for me next game we play.
Yep.
So the 50 is a 5+ and then 6 pluses. And it was 3 free. That was the 6 we needed. But it's 1. All right. We do have a bunch more. So 3, 3, and 3 from them, plus 3 here. 1 rifle, 1 LMG not blocked. That was the stationary one. 1 carbine, 1 rifle, and we'll have 1 bazooka randomly to roll after. So this is all the half tracks and bullets from the armored rifle platoon. Just 1 extra bazooka to roll separately. 5s it was. So 6.
Sign your hits.
6, and for that bazooka, doesn't. All right. So it was for the rifles. Boom, 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 and boom.
Okay. This one. This one. Firepower on him.
Oh yeah.
This one. I'll let you do that.
I'll just roll off the firepower for. Oh, we got him.
This one. Firepower on him. Okay. This one. This one. This one. Firepower on him. Okay.
Okay. Over here, we do have a couple other half tracks. And we've got we'll start putting shots into the machine guns behind there. So we have a moving 50, actually, because there will be firepower on this flank. 2 hits. So that'll be from the HQ half track, whose
You
other
said on the
member,
Breda, so that's
Yeah.
going to him.
whose other member is back here and blocked back here. And we'll do the 130 there. A 1.
Okay.
So 1 is a 30.
Lighter colors of the 30. Both good.
Both
And
good.
the other one.
Firepower. Okay. So that's a 50. Still fits. And down to guys in the forest. We have 1, 2, 3. Well, you do 2 rifles. And then the other guys are just going to shoot at some guns. So we'll have the 2 rifles at the HQ. 1 a hit.
Good to
Fine. And 1, 2, and 3 there. The lead element. Nothing. That, after a lot of dice, I think is all of the American shooting. We will ponder the assault movements here. So, given how dense assaults can be as far as maneuvering people around, we've played them out. The Sherman's up here. We're able to kill 2 on the outside, and his troops just fell back. We consolidated back down the slope a bit, facing back towards any surviving Panzer IVs and the AT guns, but we are remaining within 4 inches of the objective. Over here, 3 of our Stuarts assaulted over the wall and killed one of the rifle teams, forcing everyone on the objective to fall back. We attempted to consolidate back over the wall. 1 of them made it, 2 of them failed their cross at that time, so are remaining there. And over here, in actually probably the most fun assault, 2 of our rifle teams did charge out of the trees into the artillery.
Took 100mm to the face.
One
on
took
one.
a brutal shell straight to the face. That gentleman we can't even identify. And the other one, after swinging back and forth 3 times, because apparently his artillery is just raw fearless with no negative, although they did also have to use a commander reroll,
Yes.
stayed in for 3 rounds, and both of us being green, till he rolled the 5 first. And so defeated the one surviving rifleman assault. But it was quite an interesting engagement. Overall,
Highlight of the
though,
game so far.
not a bad position left for the Americans. Too bad. We're sitting on both objectives at the moment as we go into Axis turn 3 bottom.
All right. All right, command step. We're going to remount a Panzer III on a 3+. Or not. So we'll do last stand on them shortly.
Only one, because the one
Doo, doo,
that
doo.
was bailed died.
It's the only tank I had left. So we're going to rally. AT guns. They finally rally. Infantry. They rally. So knock around my
Not
trees.
bad.
This infantry squad rallies. The Bredas over here. They rally. The rifle team rallies.
The OP. Just push back in the assault.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't care.
Everyone is like our
okay.
objective in this mission was to run backwards off the table anyway. We're gonna keep running.
That's gone. So last stand check on the Bredas because they've only got 2 guns remaining. They stick around. Okay. And then the last stand check on the Panzers. They also stick around. Liking this.
All right, the
Now,
game
homie,
keeps going.
Can I have my Stuka, please? No.
No thanks.
Of course not. 10 points wasted right there, folks. Never take Stukas. Okay, so we're going to move into movement. All right, so somewhat lackluster of a movement step despite the awesome rally step. The Bredas failed to dig in. The rifle team did dig in, though. I moved this team from here over to here to support, and my last unveiled Panzer IV failed to blitz. So we're going to go into shooting now. All right, I'm going to start things off by direct firing my artillery into those 2 Stuarts. They'll be hit on a 4 because of concealment. For 1 hit at anti-tank 9.
Ooh, and you're under 16?
Yes.
It goes through.
Okay, 2+ firepower. Blown up.
Ooh, almost. All right.
Gonna have to get more of these.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have to get more of these.
They're pretty good, eh? MVP
Yes.
of the game.
So far.
You've got the fire lad.
I just think he's got enough range to see that bazooka. Just within 6. We'll take that shot concealed. We'll miss. Okay. And then Bredas will shoot. Can't see them. So they'll shoot into this platoon, I guess. Targeting him and then spreading whatever hits they get. Hitting on 4s because of concealment. So just 1 and 1 on the bazooka.
Okay. So bazooka. Good. And rifle. Good.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 rifle MG teams. He can't shoot them because it counts as moving from digging in. Same target. And my company command teams will fire as well, but they will shoot into this platoon part here.
Okay. Not in that forest, they won't.
Okay. On this flank, my 3 remaining anti-tank guns that are finally unpinned will shoot up full rate of fire into the Stuarts that on the hilltop there. 6 shots, hitting on 3s.
Ooh. Could have used your miss on those.
Now it'll be 2, 2, and 1. So before I do anything else, I have to find out if it's side or front armor. So 1, 2, or 3, I hit the hull, which in this case would be front. On a 4, 5, or 6, it's turret, which in this case is side. So that one, 4, 5, or 6 is turret. Second one, hull is front, turret is side, and the last one is side. So these are anti-tank 6 on your side armor.
Which is really only one different anyway. I think it's a 2.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, they do have a side 2. So 1 off. Goes in.
Okay.
We'll do the 2 that
they're
were
both
both
side.
side.
So that one
bounce,
equals,
and you're 6,
Yep.
and equal.
potential bail. And then,
Okay, and the other one's 1 and 1.
Yeah,
so
one
we'll
front,
do
one side.
side,
Bounces.
bounces, and front does bounce as well.
Okay.
So
firepower.
one potential bail and 1 pen.
The pen is bailed out.
Okay.
And the potential bail is nothing. And then the Panzer IV will also shoot them. He will get a +1 penalty because he failed a blitz. So, but he stayed stationary. Hitting once. And he
He's 11, so he's straight through.
Destroyed.
1 dies.
Doesn't matter
All
to
right,
me which
so
one.
I need some smoke for 2 vehicles this turn.
There is some right over there in the shelf.
Oh,
With
right there.
trees.
Where the trees are? In there. In the Ziploc?
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so what other we got in shooting?
Don't have range to assault there. Should have followed me there. So unfortunately, that is all my shooting. Because I can't see anything else. That will be my turn, and this may end up being the last Italian turn this game.
So, top of American 4. We are starting in range of 2 objectives. We're going to try and make sure we can push the last of the Germans off them and gain control of it this turn. We have a potential, at least on the left one. So with our starting step, we have our remaining rifle platoon here that was still pinned down from last turn. They dug in last turn instead and liked to stay where they are. They say this is an armor fight. We do have 1 Stuart to get back in. What are Stuarts in Sicily? They are confident, so he does stay bailed out to my opponent's glee. That will be it. We're going to have a lot of consideration for some final movement here, making sure we can bring as much firepower as necessary. Our big threat is the last of the rifle platoon here that dug in and is just still contesting the objective, but is also under some artillery, as you see. So hopefully with a bunch of fire, we can even push them off before we need assaults. Let's do the movement and get set up. The Yankee C advances. Over here, starting on my right again, the Stuarts have continued to trundle forward, being the old cowboy-style charge for the flanks. The infantry can't move up, but the half-tracks can, so they've moved up to pour supporting fire with the Shermans. The Shermans have moved up They're in range to assault the outside edge rifle platoon. It's going to block the 60mm Jeep mortar, but the Priest mortar is not danger close, so it'll be able to at least repeat before they go in. And over here, a great C. Columns of rifles are moving up with their half tracks behind them. The Stuarts across the wall and are going to be able to try and assault into the vineyard through here, not drawing in the direct fire from his battery. But the rifles are going to try and do that again. So a couple more of them this time than 1 or 2 have lined up. And it's hopefully going to be a real exciting turn. So we will play it out and hopefully we can bring it to a conclusion here. All right, so the Jeep mortar blocked by the Sherman assault, but we do have the Priest assault that is artillery battery that's going to repeat. So we have 3 AT guns under that.
One went flying.
That's the only one that hit. They're on 4s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm going to make it a rule going forward if you can't roll it in there. Auto misses at 7 rifle teams.
I don't know why
we're
you
down
need
to
to throw your dice against a grenade.
and 3 rifle teams.
Okay. So rifle teams. 1 fail. Rolling because of that. So 1 fails and the AT gun fails.
Ooh, AT gun.
Okay.
Does. And for rifle, fails.
The Panzer Kitty
It-
is fighting difficult terrain. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Stuarts. We're going to do them over here. So, 2, 4, 6 all had to move again.
Mm-hmm. Hitting on 5s.
3 of them.
Okay.
So, 2 on the intact, 1 on the bailed.
AT gun.
7.
1 goes in and 1 goes in.
All right, so for the surviving one, does go up. And for the bail, he's bailed
Morale
again.
check. He sticks around for now.
But he is his last comrade. All right. We've got a bunch of half tracks. They are going to shoot down at those AT guns. 3, 3, and 3, and 3. A bunch of 30s down at the AT guns from the half tracks on the hill.
Hitting on 5.
That is 5, so 3 and 2. Two there, they're a 3+, yes?
Yep.
2 and 1. So for the 2,
That's an auto fail.
it did fail anyway because they're machine guns. And for the 1 off, also fails. But we've got the pin down. We've got the heavy machine guns. They were 6 and 6, or 12 and 12 is what we did last time.
Mm-hmm.
So 3. So these will be at the rifles. Hitting on 5s. Leaves me with 3, which we'll assign to the back 3. Boop, boop, and boop.
I'll mistaken target this one for this one. Nope. Okay. 2 fail.
Neither. And the rest, we're at the AT guns as well. So 3 and 2 again.
1 fails. Just the 1 fail.
Nope. Okay. Let's we'll rearrange in the Jeep half track, or the Jeep mortar, somewhere further back where he is safe and outside of danger close. So if you can, oh, get in the box.
That's your second attempt then.
That's a fail.
Range is
That
another
goes in.
3rd attempt.
All right.
So you got one AT gun, two AT guns, a rifle from the dug-in platoon, and
Hitting on, we're up to 6s.
3 of the rifles on this one.
So 3 of the not dug-in rifles is, and it needs none of them anyway, 6s. 2 the AT guns, none, and that's it.
One rifle from the...
One rifle, no. Okay. But at least markers there if it becomes relevant. Back there. Okay, moving across. We have a lot of shots will shoot into this HQ. So you're dug in, so the bazookas will matter. We have 1 bazooka, 1 rifle, 2 moving LMG, another rifle, 2 50s, 3 30s, 1 rifle, and a second bazooka. So these are at the HQ unit from all of that stuff there. There's a block. So hitting on 5s, 3 from the rifles.
That one misses.
It was, we're counting.
No, you rolled them out the table.
And none from the 50s. We'll give you 1 of the bazookas. Wait, is a 5 a hit?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
You rolled
Yeah,
out of
that's
the
one
I
of the
told
bazookas.
you start rolling out of that. It's going to be an auto miss.
All right, so 3 rifles, 1 bazooka.
So I'll do the bazooka in a second. So 2 hits on 1. Bazooka's the light green. Bazooka goes in.
Fails. Everything else is going to shoot the 1 objective denier.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 50s, 3 30s, an LMG, 1, 2 rifles that aren't blocked. I think that's...
And this is where I shouldn't have shot last turn, so I could have been gone to ground. Hitting on 5s.
Yeah, that's everything that can be able to eligibly target him. There'll be a couple more shots for stuff over here that can't shoot that, if we want it. All right. We need 5s.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the one on the one that matters, and the guy beside him. Guy beside him takes a hit.
Guy beside him, 6+.
Yeah.
He's okay. The Stewarts will shoot. They're obviously going to be targeting a little bit further back from themselves. 3. They're 5 apiece.
So many machine guns.
No one cares about bullet conservation.
Assign your hits.
So 5 assigned on. Oh, there is 2 different platoons.
Yep, the 2 back teams are Bradis.
Oh, well, we forgot about that. Otherwise, that should have been targeting the Berettas.
Too late.
All right. Well, we need 1 on him and 2 on the dude we don't like.
Okay. I will attempt a mistake and target him with him because they're far enough back. Yep. So 1 hit on the team that matters, 2 hits on the team behind him. So team that matters. Okay. Team behind him. Okay. This guy here who could be charged, thankfully, and this team here is good.
Some of your soldiers feel like you're rooting against them.
They're Italians. No offense to them, but I am kind of rooting against them right now. What a shame.
All right, there is not a lot of other shooting. We do have the group on the hill. Do they have range to the Berettas? Who we kind of forgot was a separate platoon in there. They will not on their 30s. They will on their 50s. So their 50s will shoot the Berettas, and their 30s will hold fire because I don't want to accidentally kill the charge targets, which I definitely am going to need. All right, kill the Berettas. 2.
One hit each.
One each.
One fails. Can you successfully firepower it?
Those weren't dug in. Only the rifle.
Oh yeah,
were.
they are dug in. That's right. So 1 dice.
That's why I was like, wait, some of those fire were supposed to make sure they were finished off.
I forgot I didn't dig them in.
I think that is all of the shooting. Certainly all the relevant shooting. Couple shots over there, but honestly, we're just probably going to have to do the assault. So let's go into this assault phase. See if we can clean this up.
Let's do the fun one first.
No,
I want to see it happen.
I know what you do because you want to consolidate into blocking my fucking
I just want
Stuarts.
defensive fire.
Meat grinder!
You can do it after the Stuarts. The Stuarts will go in first. They're going to need a cross-check to enter the vineyard. They really want to go in. And so he's there. He's there. And we don't want to draw that guy into the fight. So he's okay. That's my own guy for some reason. I almost went into him. And we want to go there.
Okay. Take your hits.
All right. They are trained by now. They roll over the one guy.
Because
Yeesh.
nobody expected that. So then they'll...
After triple sixes to get in the vineyard, they're quite content.
Leaving him within 4 if I put him there, but I can't. Because he's going to be 6 inches away from that. Can't be within 2 inches, so I have to put him there. Which will take me out of 4.
Okay.
No, at the end of your turn, you will win. Alright, well, I think it's safe to say my dice hate me, and I don't know what deity I pissed off.
I mean, there were turns.
Not when
And
it mattered.
Italians passing an entire
Morale
morale
phase,
phase across
yes.
the entire breadth of
But
its army.
that has been completely consistent. My inability to kill anything has also been completely consistent.
Yeah, there was some kills. I mean, you did in the end. You had a couple flubs. The Panzer IVs failing all of their firepower.
I didn't kill a single one of your units, so no, I didn't kill anything.
Okay, that's true. I mean,
So,
I just see there was a lot of smoke. Some
like I
stuff
said,
died.
didn't kill anything. It's all good. We'll
But-
move it on.
You direct fired some guys to the face. That was fun.
Yep, I splattered one poor American all over that building.
One in each assault. Took
Yeah.
a 90 millimeter shell.
100.
And 100 millimeter shell.
To the face.
Straight to the face.
Doesn't do nice things
Bad
to
days.
bodies.
Some World War I evocative imagery, but like we had some cavalry charges from some Stuarts, and I mean it did last longer than the last Hermann Göring division. Which
Oh yeah, no.
that one went awful. The artillery did not completely decimate your ranks this time. It pinned you down a lot, but you kept rallying, so it was fun.
It was a good game. Thank
A
you for
good
the game.
battlefield.
Yeah, the battlefield is good. I will say that our terrain, thanks to the contributions of our friends, has really come along. I'm quite happy with it.
And
Can't
a
wait.
local store.
I gave them money.
Yeah.
And well, like
I would call
honestly,
that a
this was the
contribution.
coastal division, so the American armor is pushing along the shore into Agrigento.
Yeah,
But
he's doing what Patton's doing.
you got some counterattacks, though.
Montgomery's getting stalled on the west flank or the east flank.
We're gonna loop around. We got to go hit Palermo on the way.
Yeah.
But there's a few Italians or two in the way. Maybe a coffee shop to stop at.
Oh, too many coastal troops, not enough good troops. Anyways,
I don't know those Italian stats, especially when you get non-conscript dice little on them.
yes.
There's some better than these green Americans.
I'm just looking forward to being able to use actual Bersaglieri rather than Fucilieri
That's fair.
and coastal.
I mean, as we push inland, every win we get now just brings it closer to the hardened divisions inside.
Anyways, folks, that was a good game, all things considered. So
Yeah, it was back and forth. That one was a little bit of a tough. The Withdrawal is a hard fight, but we didn't actually get too deep
honestly,
into that.
even with a better force, like
So-
a better nation, I have no idea how the defender is supposed to win.
With
'cause-
Withdrawal, I think you almost need kind of a cheesy force set up specifically for it. But we didn't actually have to worry about that. You didn't really lose too many units to it at the point the battle was going here on turn 4. So we really just got to fight it out with our force. Unfortunately, the Stukas didn't show up, but the rest did what it could.
Stukas.
It was a trade. The Air Force. It's always just so unreliable.
Mm-hmm. But, well, as always, folks, if you like what we're doing, please hit that like button. Share us around. If you want to support us, hit the subscribe button. Check us out on Patreon if you want to, or check us out on Discord. There should be a link somewhere below, on Facebook and on Instagram. So remember, folks, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.
Take care out there.